is up, everybody, and welcome to our second Global Conversations on this beautiful Monday. I forgot what day it is, July 27th, 2020. Y'all, during Corona season, our days just fly by, but it is Monday. It is cloudy on my side of town. I don't know what the weather's like on everybody else's side of town. I'm so excited to have all of our students. We have some beautiful faces here with us today. Coming from the Rock School, Gainesville High School, and other high schools around the area. So we're excited about getting this conversation started. But before I start, I want to give a big old shout out to my brother, Asley Pollas, and my sister, Sheena Lewis. I'm going to let them introduce themselves real quick. How y'all doing, Asley and Sheena?
I think we're good. We're good. Sheena, did you want to go ahead and introduce yourself first?
I appreciate you putting me on the spot, as always. No, I'm good. I think, we're starting to get some momentum. I'm happy to have the Rock Lady Lions on the call, giving their thoughts, and kind of pushed them into it. So they're like, oh, I'm going to hear it in the morning, but it's okay. I'll take it. But no, we're definitely getting some momentum. We've been conditioning, getting in court work. Outside of that, just, I'm working and just, taking it day by day and kind of following everything like everyone else to see, how everything's going to open, how we're progressing. So I think there's some anxiety around it a little bit, but at the same time, just trying to keep positive spirits in it.
Sounds good. Hey everyone, my name is Asley Pollas. For those of you that were on the call earlier, you can also pronounce my name Asley. I am so excited to be here with you all. I know COVID-19 has been just a crazy, crazy time for all of us. And, even though we hear a lot from the news, we hear a lot from adults, we rarely hear from teenagers about, their experience, what they're going through, and, what they feel like is necessary to be said. So therefore, I'm just excited to be able to be on this platform with you all to help facilitate an experience to where, you guys get to take control and you all get to share with the world how you're feeling about what's happening. So thankful to be here. I'm the president of Noble Street LLC, which is a youth empowerment agency here in Gainesville. We just love youth, we love empowerment, and we love moments like this. So I'm looking forward to the great conversations that we're going to have.
Awesome. So the real superstars are going next. So if you all can go ahead and introduce yourself, whoever wants to go first. So just tell us your first name and what you've been up to this summer.
I'll go first.
Okay.
I'm Jaden, and basically during quarantine, I've just been going to practice and watching TV. That's what it is.
Practice and watch TV. Okay. Welcome, Jaden.
All right, I'll go next. I'm a Mo, and I'm from Sydney, Australia. And this summer, I've just been working out and chilling.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Mo.
I'll go third. Okay. My name is Jalied, and I'm from Gainesville High School. And I've been really bored in my house and trying to do some exercise.
Awesome. Well, yeah.
So before you guys go, who just sang the song Bored in the House when he said that? Was that just me? Okay, I wasn't the only person. All right, keep going.
I'll go. I'm a Dirt Ring. I'm a Mo sister.
Marlon, and I've been very
hold on. Marlon, I think there's a delay. Can you try again, Marlon?
okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. My name is Marlon, and I've been pretty much just exploring my options. Working with cooking and art and things like that. So I'm just trying to use. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Cooking. Welcome, Marlon. All right, go ahead.
Okay, I'm a dirt ring, and I'm with my sister, and I go to the rock school. And this summer, I've been working out with my sister, and yeah.
Perfect. Welcome.
I'm Madison, and I've been watching lots of Netflix and working out over the summer.
Welcome, Madison. Yeah, two more.
I'm Ava, and I've been watching TV and going to Steenhatchee to scallop throughout the summer. So
That's awesome.
Scalloping. Let's get some of them scallops.
And last but not least, Miss Tanner.
Sorry. Hi, I'm Tanner. Wait, did we say where we're from or something?
Yeah, fun fact and what you've been up to this summer.
I'm from Gainesville, Florida. Not that interesting, but I've been working out a lot during the summer and like swimming. I just got back from the beach, but like I haven't been doing like that much. But yeah.
Cool. Well, welcome everybody. Y'all are the true superstars of tonight. So one day we'll be able to have enough money to pay y'all to be on a real talk show, and then we can go on. Who knows?
Wait, Jose, what have you been doing this summer?
Oh, me? Man. So I've been staying with everybody, just kind of chilling, staying positive, keeping my mind focused, working on extra projects. So with Noble Sheep, we just dropped that album. We're not rappers, but we actually do a little bit of music. So you can find that album on YouTube. We've also just been trying to prepare for the upcoming school year. So, looking at what that's going to look like. We've been doing some virtual meetings like this for college students at the University of Florida. So we just got done doing one a few weeks ago for 300 freshmen. And that was pretty interesting. We usually do it in a large auditorium where we got the energy. This year, obviously, we had to do it over Zoom. So that was interesting. But yeah, just been busy with all of that. So anyways, like I said, one day we'll all be able to go on the Ellen show or Oprah Winfrey show and be able to share your stories. But for now, thank you all for being on the Noble Conversations talk show. Our first question for you is, how are you feeling? Well, one, are you looking forward to going back to school during the coronavirus? If so, how do you feel about that? And if not, I guess, what are you most nervous about?
I am very excited to go back to school because I have been very bored and school is fun, so yeah.
Can I go next? Yep.
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm kind of scared. Not kind of scared, but not like for me. So much like for teachers and staff, because they're I think most vulnerable for COVID-19. I don't know. Because most of adolescents are symptomatic to COVID-19. I don't know if that's true. But I'm kind of scared for the teachers because, they're the ones that teach us after all, and I don't want them and their families to be at risk. And me, an example would be a student gets the COVID-19 or whatever, and that passes to the teacher or something. I don't know. I'm scared for the teachers. Yeah.
Yeah, that's real.
Yeah.
Anybody else? No? Okay, so everyone else is just kind of I'm ready to go back, I guess. Okay, so next question is, what is something that you've learned about yourself this summer?
Wow, that's a good question.
Okay. Yep.
I want to hear from my team. I'm going to start calling on y'all.
Something I learned about myself this summer, I like to sleep a lot.
Okay.
That's real, Madison. I feel you on that.
I guess like from being home like by myself for a long period of time, I like learned that I'm okay with being like independent, and I learned how to like work with that better. I don't know. And not always have to be doing things with people or being around them.
Like that.
Since I'm always like home, I realized how much I eat. I'm glad I have fast metabolism.
True.
Sounds good. Just a
Who else been
follow-up question.
snacking during this time?
Yeah, I was gonna say a follow-up question to that. What have been some of the best COVID-19 snacks? Like, has it been Oreos? Has it been, Chips Ahoy? Like, what do you guys feel like has been a snack that just held you over these past couple months?
I'm
Some goldfish.
Goldfish, definitely.
Cheez-Its.
Cheez-Its.
Yeah, Cheez-Its. Yep.
I'll have to go with those Oreos.
Right? Now, real disclaimer, this will really tell if people know what Oreos are, whether they're good or not. So do we prefer the regular Oreos or the Oreos in the COVID-19 season? Which one has hit the spot for you?
I just pretty much eat everything.
No, it's got to be the regular Oreos.
Okay.
You can't compromise the Oreo by putting too much. Like, I feel like when you have double stuff, like it's off balance, and like if you turn them inside out, it's just confusing. Like, it just needs to be the regular Oreo and milk. That's it.
Yes. And so it seems like, while we've all been at home, especially like while the, school ended early, a lot of us got a chance to avoid some of the school food. And, you all have been able to like stay at home, probably make your own meals or, just eat out. So, has anybody learned some new cooking skills during the COVID-19 season? Has anybody, learned how to cook new things or?
My sister taught me how to make stuffed shells.
Okay.
I don't really know how to make this, but I made chocolate chip cookies during quarantine.
Ooh.
We still waiting on them chocolate chip cookies.
Well, I learned how to do like a plantain sandwich. So it has like chicken and I don't know, cheese, and then you put like both of the plantains and like outside, a sandwich, just like a sandwich. Yeah.
Wow. Now, are the plantains fried, or do you bake them or you fry them?
We usually fry them, but you can bake them if you want to.
Wow.
Just because like frying them gives them like a crisp flavor to it, so it's like better.
Yeah. Sounds delicious.
And Asley, he loves plantains. He can every day, and sweet potatoes. Those two things are his favorite. Okay, so kind of moving on to more serious. And right now, as we all know, today's topic is on COVID-19, and we're all going back to school, which is crazy. One of the biggest conversations that I've heard when it comes to school districts is kids don't know how to social distance. What do you think is going to be like for when you go back to school? Do you feel like they're wrong, or are they right? Do kids know how to social distance?
I honestly, I feel like they're right in a way, because like, not everybody likes to stay in the house. So, especially us being young. So, of course, people want to try to just, go out and explore and do something. Yeah, and especially like, have fun, because it's nothing fun just staying in the house all the time. So, that's just my opinion.
Okay, I kind of caught that. Your mic is still it's really low, but okay, cool. What about y'all? Are y'all excited to see your friends and hug them? Are y'all gonna be like 6 feet apart? Like, what have y'all thought about to your school?
It's gonna be difficult because staying like, kind of social distance is kind of hard, especially when you're around your friends. And sometimes I believe that social distance is not going to be like it is going to affect like students because usually like not everybody, but sometimes we don't have like the maturity to act like we are supposed to. And yeah, the social distance factor I think is going to be kind of hard to control in the school.
I kind of feel the same way because it's gonna be hard for like younger kids or like any person just to like social distance with a person that they consider their friend or someone they're like really close to. And if you like play a sport, like you know how we play basketball or whatever, like it's very hard to social distance while playing basketball because you need to get up on your man or and at school like it's gonna be like hard to social distance with friends because kids just naturally go close to one another or yeah.
So a dude and a Mo, I'm sure you have friends back in Australia. What are they saying about school and everything? What is it different than the United States? Their precautions?
Well they went into quarantine just like right before us, and they opened up like a few weeks after us. Like we in Australia they went back to school, and like the kids could go back to school and see their friends and stuff. They didn't have to wear a mask at school or social distance. It's only when you leave the school. But right now, because school in Australia starts from January and ends in December, it's year round. It's not like how it is in America. But right now they're back in quarantine because the rates have gone higher now. So yeah.
Okay. So Coach Lewis, you had a senior who just graduated during quarantine, you know, and then you have a daughter who's going back into school and a college student in your home. How did you see COVID affect your kids or even kids that you work with emotionally?
So I think that it's still affecting them, you know, emotionally. I had a conversation with somebody earlier just regarding, you know, what it's showing is that people who are contracting are actually doing a lot better. They're getting better quicker, and we're seeing less deaths, at least in our area, less hospitalizations, but we can't miss that psychological piece, right? The piece that even thinking about just, we forget that there's still allergies, there's still the common cold, there's still other things, but because of all that's happened in the last 6 months, as soon as someone sneezes or coughs or anything, automatically, you know, you have COVID, right? So I think that there's this like, you know, psychological piece that goes along with it that it does weigh down, especially on our kids, because like Dude was saying, it's natural for them to want to be around their friends and to want to, you know, have that social interaction, and to have to distance, to, you know, have to be in a place where they have to be separated from their friends or, you know, even from other family members, not to be able to go home. I have one player from last year, they're getting ready to go back to France. And, you know, just the fear that's kind of around that, of being able to return to your country safely and, you know, but also not really knowing what to expect, right, when you get there. I think with TJ, you know, just graduating, it was really hard for him to grasp that he lost his senior year. And so he lost prom, they lost, you know, homecoming, graduation. You know, the school board made graduation happen, and I'm glad that something happened, but even still, you know, it was hard for these seniors to really grasp. And with, you know, my daughter who's in college, she doesn't she doesn't like online. That's not how she learns. So having to go back and be strictly online is definitely it's a challenge. But I think in the midst of all of this, that's what we are learning how to embrace is the challenges. We're learning how to face adversity, finding different ways to get through it. And that question that you asked earlier about, what did you learn through all of this? I think, as a whole, people are learning that we've got to find new coping skills. We've got to find new ways to be able to approach the things that are going on and work through them.
Good. That's good.
That's good. So I was going to also ask a question to, all of our participants here. So we've all seen the news and we've all seen how the COVID-19 has categorized different people that can be mostly affected by it, right? So you have the elderly population, and then you also have people that, either suffer from like a compromise or allergies or just different things to where they're already wrestling with health issues. Like COVID-19 can be an extreme thing that they might go through, and it can be tough for them. So for you as youth, we've heard that, we're not really too susceptible to it, or if we do, we can recover quicker than, somebody that's older than us would. So my question for you all is, how do you all feel responsible, since you're not like the prime population that's being affected and, close to dying? Do you all still feel really responsible for containing the virus, or do you kind of just feel like, it's this thing that's happening, it's not really up to me, it's up to everybody else? Like, what's your responsibility in all this, you feel?
I think that it's like not really our responsibility, but we still should try to social distance to stop the spread. Like, everyone counts.
That's good.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, there's just a small delay, but go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like it's pretty much everyone. I don't think it's just like a specific age gap. I think it had to do with, a lot of people who may have probably weren't aware of germs and things like that, or probably keeping up with hygiene and things like that. So I feel like it's pretty much just widespread, because as you can see, it's going from like every age, and everyone could carry it. So that's just my opinion.
Awesome.
Good.
So I feel like it is like our responsibility, kind of, but that is something that is in the air that we cannot control. So we try to do our best by putting a mask on and trying to do social distancing. But that is something that is in the air, and I think that we cannot control it like as much as we want to.
That's a good point.
So I was on a call with and on the same call there was a UF pediatrician and a UF doctor from Shands, and they're projecting that at least in Gainesville, we're gonna be dealing with coronavirus for the next 9 more months. How does that make you feel, hearing that it doesn't seem like it's gonna go away for another 9 months?
I think we had a reality check the other day. We were at Target, and I kind of looked at Jaden, and I was just like, how do you feel? And she, exactly what she said, this sucks. And I think realizing that unfortunately, this is our norm, right? This is our new reality, at least for now. And I feel for the kids. Evan Tanner, how do you guys feel about Evan Tanner? How do you feel about it being essentially like now it's our new norm?
I mean, I really wish it wasn't. I really don't like having to wear masks, especially since I'm not as likely to get it. But at the same time, I don't know. I hope it doesn't last another 9 months.
Yeah.
But I'm preparing myself for it to last another year.
Right.
Just in case.
Yeah.
Because the last time I thought it'd end sooner than it did, and it didn't. And that wasn't easy.
How are you preparing? Are you buying extra masks? Like you say, you're preparing for it to last another year. What does that preparing look like for Ava?
Oh, just like mentally preparing, not like lathering up on hand sanitizer or anything like extreme.
Wow.
What about you, Tanner?
I don't know. It's all just kind of weird. Like, I never would expect this to happen. And now that it's happening, like, it just feels like so normal. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I guess I'm just already so used to it that I've, like, forgotten how it used to be. And then when I do think about it, I'm like, whoa, like, we used to all just, like, hang out and, like, not even think about getting corona or anything. I don't know. It's just, like, kind of crazy to me how, like, normal it feels now. I mean, I don't like it, but, like, I don't know.
Man, and that's so interesting that you said that, Tanner, because I think even, I feel like in these moments, we all notice how so many things we were taking for granted, right? Like being able to hug people, or to high five them, being able to like talk to them, right, closely, being able to like, just walk around people and not feel so antsy. Like I honestly miss that. I think as hearing you all talk, I've had to come to grips with, man, I do have to prepare my mind for this being a new reality for even possibly a year. And I'm 28 years old, so of things that I feel like I've experienced in my life. Like to me as an adult, like we're supposed to figure out what to do. So I think COVID-19 has done a good job of just, keeping everybody off guard. And from the adults to the teens to the, the older generation, like everybody has to respond, and it's a surprise to all of us because nobody technically prepared for this. So it's been really interesting.
Yeah.
For me, like yesterday, I was like watching a movie, and then I saw like the people getting like all gathered and together and talking. I was like, where are y'all masked at? Because we're at Corona right now, and it was crazy. I was like, wow, that was like in the past.
Isn't that funny? Like before Corona, we would see a group of people like, what's happening over there? Like, I want to be a part of it. And now we're all like, should I be calling the 311 number?
And telling?
And like, yeah, and I've never called, but I've always thought like, should I call? Because they're really not social distancing. There's no mask or anything.
Something we talked about at work today was just the idea of how like, I feel like as a society, we were already so disconnected as it is. Like technology comes in and, you see, we were in New York the year before, and what you see is like people are just in their phones. Like nobody's looking up, nobody's communicating. And to be so
Oh, you muted yourself.
My bad. To be so disconnected already, and then to have something like this pull us further apart. I feel like, I think that's the hardest piece, is missing that, just that human connection.
Mm-hmm. Now, I know so like Jose had mentioned earlier, I know, people are trying to make decisions for you all, like school boards are trying to figure out what to do, parents are trying to figure out what to do. So, let's say like people were, pause for a second and really wanted to hear what the teenagers had to say in terms of going back to school. Like, is there anything that you would want to tell, the administrators are there anything that you would want them to focus on to prepare them for you guys coming back? Is there anything that you would want to see? Anything that people should keep in mind? Like, what do you want to see when you come back into these spaces?
You're unmuted.
I honestly just want it to be normal because it's not fun when it's like this.
That's real.
Well, I would like to see, like, the staff and faculty trying to take like the appropriate like measures. But at the same time, it's going to be hard because there's so many students that are probably going back to school, and the faculty is not that big. And for me, students, like I said before, they're like more symptomatic, but teachers are going to be like, they have families, and if they get infected with COVID, what will happen to them? They're the most vulnerable. And I don't know if they could do like tests, like the students that are going to go back to school, take the test and see if they are negative to COVID-19 or not, and then try to let the students in if they don't have COVID-19. But at the same time, I think about there's a lot of students, and how are they going to control that? So yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
Or even like something as simple as when you get into your homeroom classroom, check your temperature or something, like stuff like that.
So one of the biggest issues in Florida is, y'all know we live in the heart of the hurricanes. And so with hurricanes, one of the biggest, I guess, situations was the kids are losing class time. So they added hurricane days. The next school year, they extended time because the state of Florida has this rule that students have to be in school for a certain number of time and hours learning. So when you say that students should at least get tested, their temperature tested before coming into the classroom, that's 20, if we have a full class of 20, 25 students, that's gonna take a teacher 20, 25 minutes. And they're only in a period for 15 minutes. So then you're only in class for 30 minutes really learning. Are y'all okay with classes being extended or school being extended just so that we can incorporate 20 extra minutes of temperature checks happening? Like if they gave y'all the decision today, what if the school board is like, whatever Noble Conversation students said today, we will go by that. What will y'all say?
I would be okay with that because it's like ensuring our safe, like making us more safe, because if somebody has a fever, then they should be going home either way. So
Okay, so sorry, go ahead.
Marlon, I don't know if you're trying to talk or not, but if not, you can type your answer in the chat box. We definitely still want to hear your response, and I can read it out. There's no like, your thing lit up that you want to talk, but we can't hear you. Go ahead, Yadia.
Okay, so I think yeah, there's a lot of students, and teachers are going to be tired at one moment, and they're not going to be taking the temperatures for the students. So maybe if you feel sick on some type of way or something, just try to stay at your home, or try to take I don't know, online or something, because you're like putting at risk everybody else if you're sick or something. But it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard, trying for all the teachers who take temperatures. Obviously they're gonna be tired and everything. So like it's a hard situation right now, and just try to be, if you feel sick or something, I don't know if you try to stay at home or try to look for another alternative, like online school or something. So yeah, that's my point.
Yeah, that's good. No, you definitely gave great insight. So you may or may not be aware, and maybe you're in this situation, I don't know, but it's hard to give like one solution, especially in Gainesville. Why? Because in Gainesville, there's a huge gap between kids who grow up in privileged homes and the students who don't have those resources. And so maybe for all of us here, we're like independent. Somebody mentioned earlier that we learn how to be more independent. But like, what about an elementary school student who does feel sick, but the parents got to go to work, and they can't keep the kid at home because they can't stay at home and they can't afford daycare? How should we address? I really believe that y'all have the solution to this. How should we address those disparities, for lack of better words, when there's kids who are sick but parents who are living paycheck to paycheck?
So maybe try to do social distancing if you feel like you're sick or something, and just try to not do as much as contact with everybody else. So try telling your teacher or something like, I'm sick and something, but you cannot be like close to me because I'm sick and something else or whatever. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else wanted to add to that?
But I think if we look at it like, let's take COVID off the table. I mean, even though it's the elephant in the room, let's take it off the table, right? If a child comes to school and they're sick, they're running a fever, they have a stomach ache, they're throwing up, whatever, they're going to be sent home regardless. So I think, even with that, just a lot of it is the education piece too. So, right. So we're getting so many different narratives. There's a lot of things that we still don't know, that we still don't understand about it. But having that education piece of, if your child isn't well, and having the resources available. So how do we have those resources for parents who do need to work and their kid may not be feeling well? As a community, like what do we do? Even if, like I said, even if a child is sick on a regular day and comes to school, what do we do then to be able to support these parents or these families who are from, lower economic situations?
Yeah.
I hear Chloe in the background.
I'm trying to mute her. She is just driving me crazy.
Okay, so another scenario that's been coming up in the adult world is some of you have mentioned your teachers, you're concerned for them. It's like, okay, well, we can stay safe, we're younger, our immune systems are easier to heal, take care of itself, but our teachers are older, different situations like that. And the conversation just came up was, there's a benefit when you're working at a job where you get sick leave, paid sick leave. There's also such thing as vacation day, where you can like save up these vacation days and then you can go on vacation and still get paid as if you're working on, and it's really cool benefits that you get as part of your package when you're working a full-time job, specifically for like the state of Florida. The government gave teachers 10 extra sick days, so that in case they do get sick, they don't have to use the original 10 days that were given to them. They can use 10 extra sick days. But there's been teachers who have been sick over the summer, and some of these teachers have been working over the summer, so they had to use those 10 days already over the summer. The school year hasn't even started. And so right now they're working on, so then there's another type of benefit called workers' comp. So workers' comp is if you are at a job and you get hurt while on the clock, they are in charge of paying your bills. Mostly workers' comp works if you fall off a ladder, you break your arm, or you bust your head and you got to get stitches, like that's on the employer, So one of the questions about teachers to protect them is, well, what if a teacher catches COVID-19 while at school because she or he was near another teacher who had it or caught it by students? Should it be the school's responsibility to pay that bill or not, because you can't really prove that they got it from there? how would you speak on behalf of the teachers or on behalf of the school?
So I think that teachers, I don't know. Okay, so I think a good plan will be if a teacher gets sick or something, they could like have a substitute at the school and have like the teacher teaching from, like a Zoom class or something from their house. But the
Wow.
only problem is that they will need to pay for the sub and for the teacher that is at their house working. So it's kind of like an in between. I don't know. So I don't know. And I think that, the government should pay the days that the teacher needs or that needs to have. But yeah, I think yeah, that.
No, that was good. You should get hired to work for the school board now.
Yeah.
I could see you as like a principal or something. Martin, I see that you changed devices and your image looks clear. I'm sure your voice, your sound is working too, so we definitely want to hear you. We just had Nicholas Camacho join us, so he's from Eastside High School. Nick, turn on your camera. We definitely want to see you. There he goes. Okay. You're about to go into senior year at Eastside High School. What are your thoughts about, well, one, are you going to campus or did you choose the online version? And how do you feel about back to school in the middle of coronavirus?
So I don't know. I don't think there's gonna be a real life senior year, but I'm probably gonna go online. And yeah, I mean, it's just the safer way right now. And yeah, I mean, it's definitely gonna be tough because like I'm more of like a in-person type guy to learn. And over Corona, I really didn't learn anything. And kind of sucks. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's just gonna be a little difficult. But yeah, I mean, gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, definitely. Asley, I know you got another question for Nicholas.
I do, because when we go down and we look at the history books, right, like it seems like every generation has their moment. So for some, they were teenagers and kids during World War I or World War II. For some, it was 9/11. For others, it was, the race riots that took place in the 60s. So, for you guys, when you look back at this historic moment, when people talk about COVID-19, you're going to be identified as the teenagers who were present during that time. So since you all kind of sharing this experience together, like if you had to provide a word of encouragement to other youth that are experiencing this, like what would you tell them? What would be some of the words of encouragement that you would share with them to help them get through this tough time?
I would say for them to talk to people, because talk to a friend, talk to family members, a sister, brother, or somebody, because like since we're quarantining, like you spend most of your time alone, and I feel like it would like talking to someone will help you like open up and like just feel that you're like safe and that other people are safe too, and like how they're going, and like and yeah.
Beautiful. Ava, any words of wisdom, words of advice for your peers?
Yeah, definitely talk to people if possible face to face. If not, FaceTime, because I don't know about y'all, but I'm used to seeing extended family weekly multiple times, and the first couple of weeks of quarantine we couldn't do that, and it got super depressing. So just even though you're under quarantine and stuff, still try to be as social as possible. I know that sounds weird, just I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like just like having those relationships and like being social is just like really like healthy for yourself, And I feel like without that, it really changes everything and how we think and how we do things every day. And that's what like is really impacting all these families. Families are arguing at home. Just like, it's really crazy.
It's essentially learning how to navigate in a new space. How do we communicate with each other when, you know, if we haven't been very big at communication and now that's all we have, that's all we can do. We have to pick up the phone. We have to be on a, you know, a video conversation because we can't be next to someone. So being able to open ourselves and extend ourselves in that.
So kind of interesting question. Were there any of your friends that you would see a lot at school and y'all were friends because y'all were in the same class and y'all did things together, but y'all didn't really follow each other on social media, and now because of COVID, yeah, y'all started following each other? Did any of that happen to anyone?
I don't have social media, but I know a lot of my friends from school, like I would just like see them every day, so I was so used to it. And I went to one of my friends' house the other day and I saw some people from my school and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I haven't seen you since quarantine." And it was really fun.
And I'm sure a lot of y'all hit growth spurts too over the summer. Did they say you look different, Jay?
Yes.
And I know, Jose, you didn't want to mention this, but, you know, sometimes school forces people to be together. But, you know, since COVID-19 kind of separated everyone, there's people that probably were friends during school time, but after the break are not friends anymore. So do you know any of those people that have like lost or like broke relationships because, you know, they saw that unhealthy after a while? Like, has that happened to anyone?
No names. Let's not say
no names. Please don't say names, but we just want to talk about the experience.
Yeah, I saw your hand nodding. You were like, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that in this situation, you're going to learn and you're going to know who actually are your friends in real life. Because many friends are at school and you think that they are like your best friends, but at school, so outside of school, who is going to be your actual friend and who is going to be true to yourself or is going to, you know, tell the truth and be side by side to you. But yeah, you're going to know like who actually is your friend and who actually is not.
Wow, that was good. That was good. Anybody else want to add to that?
Not really.
So, I guess kind of off topic, but on topic. How do you know who your friends are? Like, what makes somebody a friend?
It depends on. Oh, go ahead.
Go. Okay, I'll go. I they stand out. When Corona happened, they would have like checked up on you, and they would have said, "Oh, how are things over there? You know, are you guys good? Are you guys healthy?" And just like things like that, you know, like that's what real friends do, you know.
Yeah, and I think like things like when like you're going through something, they'll always be there, or like you don't have to reach out to them every time you guys talk. They make effort too.
It's like a 50-50 relationship, you know? It makes 100. So you basically, yeah, you if you have actual friends that take care of you or whatever, they're going, yeah, to be preoccupied about you and they're going to text you, they're going to try to talk to you. And vice versa, you're going to try the same thing and try to have that mutual relationship, you know, of caring for each other and seeing, you know, like, you know, how you are and everything, like caring for you.
Anybody else wanted to add to that?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Wow. 2 thumbs up. I would be free if I had another arm.
Go ahead.
Could you retell me what the question was again?
Yeah, just how do you know who's your friend?
Like in school?
In life.
In life.
Oh, well, in my opinion, the only way to know if you have a friend is if someone is willing to openly, support you, in any scenario that you may have in mind. if they'll, be there for you on your worst and your best times, and just availability and quality time with your friend. That's what makes a friend, in my opinion.
Wow.
Snap, snap, snap.
Snap, snap.
As we wrap up, we got about 3 more minutes. As we wrap up, I saw this quote today, and I meant to read it to my brother. I was hanging out with him this morning, and it says, so actually, Asley, I want you to tell me what this quote means to you, and then I'm gonna ask everybody if they agree or disagree, okay? So the quote,
good.
Some friends become roots rather than branches.
Wow.
What does that mean to you?
So he says some friends become roots rather than branches. Okay. Let me get my SAT hat on for a second as I double question here. Shout out to everyone who's taking the ACT. It's not hard the second time, I promise you. But as I put my thinking cap on, some friends end up being roots. So I think the only way to develop roots is through time. And I think the true test of a friendship is through time as well. Because when I look at my life, a lot of people that I were really close to in high school, after that intense time we spent together in our separate ways, like we don't communicate as much. I'm no longer in contact with them. And there's same thing. There are some people that I met in college that, same thing. We were together all 4 years, but after that moment ended, we rarely speak to each other. But however, there are some friends that have been with me through, childhood, that have been with me through middle school, through high school, and that we're really still close. So I think, in the midst of life changes and family changes and just, Corona changes, those people that are willing to stick with you through all of your seasons in life, like to me, that's what roots represent. And that's the type of friendship that you want to have, is somebody who respects the fact that you're evolving, but is also willing to evolve with you. And I think that's what the definition of a root is in terms of friendship. Now, branches, those are people that, are cool for the moment. They're cool for right now. But even when things are serious, or if, let's say, a hurricane comes through or a tornado or whatever comes through season in your life, like they are not rooted deep enough to stay. You want to make sure that you treat the roots really well.
Wow.
Right.
Coach Beans, you want to add to that?
So yeah, I think Asley pretty much, he said it, but your roots are what you water, right? The roots are what grows. So if you're going to put your time and your energy, and the rest of them said, who had a comment on that, that's what you're going to water. That's what you're going to put your energy to. That's what you are really going to foster, because you want to see that grow. You want to see what that produces, right? So it's not just about them strengthening you in that foundation, but you also watering and growing them to allow them to bloom and to blossom how they're going to be. And like you said, with those branches, you get a good storm come through and a branch will fall. Like it's not strong enough to withstand. And not everybody is your root. A lot of people are branches. And sometimes with branches, we let them break and then we try to put them back on, mask and tape it and glue it. And you get that, go to the store and find the Gorilla Glue because you trying to get any type that you can to get that branch back on. And what really needed to happen is when that branch falls and it breaks, we kind of need to let it go, and we need to go back to those roots and continue to water those roots.
Amen. So to our superstars on this call, all of our students, did anything stand out from what Asley or Coach Bean said? Did anything change your perspective about friendships, or even reaffirm what you knew about friendship?
I feel like I agree with all of it, because like that's just that kind of summed it all up, as far as friendship. Like, it goes and comes, and it is what it is. Some people will stay as roots, and the branches, they'll probably come back. It's no telling. So, yeah.
How many of y'all are holding on to some branches?
I'm
Nah.
gonna put my hand up, but I'm gonna screen so people don't see me.
Yeah. And how many of y'all are holding on to them branches, and those branches are heavy, and we're tired of carrying them? We're tired of dragging them along behind us.
It is what it is, you know.
Better let them branches go.
Yeah, just hey, if they want to stay in my life, hey, that's good. But if they want to go, fly high, you know. Just hey, everybody got their
Jose,
own
I'm
life.
gonna have to let you go, man. You're that heavy branch.
Wow. And he did that on record too.
Wow.
Dang.
Thank you, Nicholas, for exposing Jose here. That's a great way
Me and
to.
Asley have been thinking about this lately. We've been texting each other, and we've just like, you know, we thought about this call. And we're like, I think this is the time to let him know. You know.
You're right. You're right, and we did. So therefore,
After the Zoom call.
Hold up, but I'm gonna have Jose's back on that. You throw Jose as a branch into some water, and he's gonna grow some roots, and you can plant him.
he's gonna be playing about himself.
Propagating.
But you know, just a great way, I think, to end the call. You know, because you know we're all, first of all, you guys are teenagers, and you know, of course, you guys have either parents or guardians that are working really hard to make sure you have a roof over your on your back and to have food at your table, you know. And as much job insecurity that's going on right now, like if you have parents that are working or you have guardians that are providing for you, like, you know, we are all really fortunate, you know, that this is happening. So, you know, if you could tell a word of encouragement just to all the adults in your life that have been working really hard in this season, like what is something that you would want to share with them and make sure that they know?
Sheena, I am proud of you.
Thank you, Jaden. Madison, let's hear from you next.
What was the question?
Just what would you say to your parents right now?
Proud of them. Well, I'm proud of my mom for like going out every day because she's a nurse, so for going out every day and working in hospitals and stuff.
Wow.
I say I appreciate them. You know, I love them, and you know, everything's gonna be all right. And you know, I'm just thankful, and I'm grateful I have them here. So yeah, that's what I would say.
Tanner, what about you?
Just like remind them how much I appreciate them, and like I know, like I understand how much they work, but they still make a lot of time for me, and to like take me to practice, take me to like a friend's house, even if they're busy. Like I don't know, that I'm thankful for how much they sacrifice, even when I don't really like deserve it, and I can be mean, but yeah.
That's that grace. That
Yes.
grace.
Yeah, I think you want to say something too.
Yeah, I would like, to appreciate them and say thanks, you know, for everything they have done for me. And just, for them to be careful and, for every day trying to make my day, you know, good and everything and trying to be there for me always.
Amu, Adu, anything?
I would say thank you for everything they've done for me, because they don't need to do it, but they still do it and put in the time and effort to do so, even though they're working and providing for us.
Okay.
Amo, what about you?
She pretty much covered everything I wanted to say, because they do stuff they don't have to do for us. We're still like working out even though we don't have to, and they just go the extra mile for us. Yeah.
Amari, are you there?
Yes.
Oh, she's there.
basically what everybody else said. I was just telling them that I'm thankful for everything that they've done, like going out of their way when they have stuff to do or even when they don't want to do it.
Man. And last but not least, Ava?
And we have Madison too.
Oh, Madison too, yes.
Yep.
I just say thank you for being there for me to talk to when I need to. And taking me places again when it's inconvenient. I really appreciate it.
And Madison?
I think Madison already went.
Oh yeah, she already.
Yeah.
You already went. So y'all, this has been an amazing time. Noble Sheep Conversations Session 2. We thank all of you for participating and sharing your thoughts, sharing your stories, and just really being involved in this time of crisis. So, once again, this session is live, so you will be, this is recorded, so you will be put on, I believe, YouTube, and it will also have some Instagram links too, so that you can share with just whoever you know, to tune in that we just had. But aside from that, you all, it's been a pleasure. We look forward to having you all in many conversations throughout the months because your story is valuable, your words are valuable, and we just want to make sure that you are heard and that you feel understood. So yeah, that's all for us.
Yeah, so follow us at noble.sheep on Instagram, and just so you can stay up to date with when tonight's video goes live, but also for our next conversation, we're gonna try to do these once a month, and just bring your friends next time. We're every week, every month, we're gonna make it more and more fun, but also this is your chance to really just for us just to hear from you. So thank you all for joining, and we will see y'all next time.
Sheena, thank you. I do thank you. Madison, thank you. Yadiel, thank you. Amu, thank you. Nicholas, Tanner, Marley, Eva, Ebony, everybody, thank you all.